So let's look at how you can make sure that your scallops are have an equal depth. What I would advise you not to use as a guide are these dots, because on some guitars, some necks, they are perfectly straight. On others, there's a little bit of a difference in the distance from the dot to the actual fretboard. What I can advise you to do is to take a ruler of any kind, and then you place that by the first fret there, so it meets it precisely right there. So now I have it placed so that it's in complete alignment with the first scallop, and then I move it up so I have the second scallop as well. So those two are positioned perfectly. And then I look at whether or not the ruler follows the fretboard perfectly. If the second scallop here is too superficial or not deep enough, the ruler will go up like that, and I can so it's really a matter of amplifying the difference here, because I can see the difference over here. So that's a really neat, very easy way to see if you have went deep enough. Because what happens is that the scallop on the higher frets look more radical to the eye than on the lower frets, because there's less room in between the frets. So the curve here is going to look more radical, and it's going to even out as you go up here, and so that will fool the eye every time. So this is a really a good way to avoid that. So when I get to the 12th fret here, I should have these frets in complete alignment, so I can put my ruler on here, and it will just hit every single little scallop, every valley here, all the way up, and then I can just use those two here as a guide for the rest of the neck, and then continue like that. Remember, when it comes to depth, that you want to think about that when I'm done using the file, which is the case here on the two top frets, I'm going to use some pretty rough sandpaper to take off the roughness here, and then I'm going to go down and use a finer grain and a finer grain, and that is going to take off just a little bit of the wood as well. So when I choose my depth, or I look at the image or the picture I have, and then try to match the curves there, I think about that the sanding is going to take away just a little bit more of the wood. So that's a nice thing to remember. So that's it. That's what I have to say about the depth here, and how to make sure that you have the same. Of course, you have to do the same thing on that side, and that's why it's a good idea to have a table that you can either walk around, or you can at least come in from the side there, so you can see this part as well. And when you've done the top frets here, a good idea is to just turn around the fretboard on the table, and then work on getting this side just right with the file. So let's move on to the next part. This was a little short video.